Hey, it's Su. Welcome back to DVB Vox Pop and welcome back to the interview with Su Part 2. Okay, let's talk about thangyat. What is thangyat? Can you explain to a Western foreigner that doesn't know what thangyat is about?
Like for me, so yeah, I can explain based on my knowledge and my feelings because I don't know the whole history. For thangyat is actually a traditional performance in Myanmar, especially we did during the water festival, Thangyat period. So it's the performance. We sing the lyrics back and forth, and mostly the lyrics are the satirical, and we mock the leaders of the country, and we criticize them about their mismanagement of the countries or their misbehave to the people, and sometimes we point out the things in the society that we would like to change in the society. Sometimes we give the information and knowledge about what the country is happening right now, because it's like an open theater, so we can communicate and we can touch with the audience like in front of our eyes. So sometimes they sing with us, then we dance together. Sometimes they got very emotional and they cry and they hug us, and then like especially the music, the Peacock Generation thangyat group was performing a lot about the politics. So the military and security guards and the police, though they always they are always near us, and they were watching us like the whole time. So sometimes when the people saw them, so they hate them because these are our children, so they are very young and they are the students. Why are you waiting like to arrest them? So they got very emotional and they are trying to protect us sometimes. So that's the good things about the thangyat. So like that's the way how I feel and how I understand about thangyat.
Now that I remember a glimpse of your Peacock Generation thangyat. So I'm really curious about this question. So how do the student unions of Yangon get the idea to regenerate the thangyat?
Actually, like as far as I know, and thangyat is kind of a weapon to fight the dictators and to fight the like enemies. So even though thangyat is the art performance and the artists and the performers do this, but I think since the like 1988 or the early days of like Myanmar was facing the struggles in the countries. I think the artists and the performers decided to choose the thangyat to express their feeling and to express their revolutions against the dictators. We are also the activists, the young activists, student activists, and we did the politics, and we saw the issues and the repressions with repression in our country. So the student unions in Yangon, actually there were a lot of my seniors. They started thangyat, but at that time I was not allowed. I was not allowed to join the thangyat for 2 years. The first 2 years because my parents won't allow me. They didn't allow me. So in 2015, I started joining the Peacock Generation thangyat troupe, because at that time I already built the understanding and trust with my parents at that time. So I joined in 2015, and since those years, we had a lot to say. We had a lot to tell to the people, like for example about peace, because since those time we haven't lived under the peace in countries, even though the cities in Yangon or Mandalay there is no the conflicts inside the cities, but in ethnic areas, ethnic regions, and so they were facing the oppressions and the armed conflicts are happening those times. So we pointed out about the peace, and then about miso, like Ayawadi, sentimental things, and then we pointed out the military participation in the civilian politics. So since those time and 2008 constitutions, I think that's why they hate us.
Yeah, and also Thangyat became more popular in Myanmar because of you guys. So and also it was a part of our Thangyat Thangyat time, because it was really fun, and also it like short to the point. It hit to the people's heart. And can you tell me what is your favorite year that you performing since 2015 to just before the coup? So I'm curious.
Yeah, I think it would be the year like when I was arrested, 2019, because I really like singing the song, so that's one of my hobbies, and I like dancing and like doing art things. So at that time, like my seniors, my brothers, give a chance to me, like as a lead singer of the Thangyat. And so I was a lead singer at that time, at that year 2019. So I enjoy like every lyrics, and I enjoy the people's participation and people's like excitement while we perform like in front of them. So so I felt very special that year, and at the same time, and I also felt that like we're gonna happen something this year, because the second day of Thangyat Water Festival, they started threatening acts. They gave the pressure to some places who invited us. So you won't let them. They go to that place and you won't let them perform here. If you invited them, you will be arrested. So they threatened to those places, and so that's why they cancel our performance. So we got very emotional, and at the same time we felt very excited, and we felt weird. but for me, I thought that I won't be the one who is arrested, because there are a lot of my seniors and of my big brother. So at least they are the big fish, I'm small fish, so they won't arrested me at that time. So one day, I think that's the third day of the Thangyat at night, at very late, I think 10 p.m. So the police came to our performing place, and so at that time I went to the bathroom, so I was not there. So when I walked back from the bathroom, so my brother, they were smiling and they were laughing, looking at me. So I asked, what happened? So you're also in the list. We four sue with 66D. So I thought that they teased me, and so it was not true. So I asked to the policeman, uncle, is that true? I'm also in the list who sue with the 66D. So he was also smiling, and then he said yes. So I was shocked, but at that time, I don't know, I was not afraid, but I was excited with some strange feelings. We discussed with them, we will do the performance here. You have to wait. So after the whole performance for this day, we'll come to your police station, and we will say something to you. So they wait the whole performance. And then I think it's over midnight, we came to the police station, like with the whole team and the big car, Thangyat car, and Thangyat van, yeah. And then we saw with them, yeah. So they explained to us the things about the military, Myanmar military charges as with the 6060. It is the electronic telecommunication law, because they use that law, that sessions, because we post our thangyat video on our Facebook.
I saw the thangyat videos on Facebook, and I was that is also my favorite one. I mean, I know that the military sue the Peacock Generation because of the telecommunication laws, and I mean, it was like the trial period is very long. So can you explain me more about it? Like you have been sued from two or three different court in Yangon. So can you explain all about it? Like 3 is too much.
Yeah, actually the court is two courts, but the charges was three charges. I got 3 charges, 266D and 1505A, the penal code. So actually, it was really weird. We really didn't understand how the process is gonna happen. So why they charges us the same charge for 2 courts? So it's really weird and hard to understand. We even discuss, and we even ask to the lawyers and the other policymakers. So they also didn't have the clear answer for those questions, because but the clearest thing is the military would bring us to the jail and as long as they could. So the charges. And for Border Town Court, I had to attend the Border Town Court and Mayangong Court. So I had to leave from the prison 3 times a week. So in the prison, and the court process is really long. It's it's over 1 year. It's over 1 year and 1 month or 2 months, something like that. So for those nights, as far as I got the court trials, I have to leave the prison at least 1 day or 2 days or 3 days a week. So at least I could communicate with my family, my friends, and we will be at least 2 hours outside of the prison for a day if we go to the court. So it was good. But the hell started after all the charges was done, after 1 year. So I didn't get the chance to see my family, to see my friends, especially that, because families can come and visit to the prison and visit us, and they bring the foods and the other things we need. So we actually wipe out the court system. So we didn't participate their process, and so we totally boycotted the court, because we don't believe your policy laws and we don't believe your judgment. So we did not participate their process. So for the court trial, the only reason is to meet our family and friends and to meet with the media and give our messages. So that's it.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, I totally remember you shouting with also sometimes you wear white shirt, and that was really memorable. And the lungi.
Yes. We used to dress and we used to wear the makeup like a actress at that time, because we won't let our people, especially our families, feel sad, and if they think we are facing the bad things inside the prison, we are sad and we got skinny during that. So we don't want them to feel that way. So we bring makeups, lipsticks, and everything, the dress, the fully dress, with very stylish, so we can show off. So we are okay. So in the prison, especially from our women's side, everyone's everyone's really everyone really astonished, like when they saw us and wearing makeups and fully dressed on, like even though we are in the prison. So and they really wanted to know that what's your charges, how you get here. So but they think only two things. If maybe because of the drugs and or prostitute. Yeah, because of our ages. Yeah. And then we explain that no, actually we do the politics, but they don't understand. Thangyat, what is thangyat? Sometimes they don't know. And so thangyat, and we sing the song. Oh, why you just sing the song? So why you are here? It's because of military. The whole thing. So the prison staff, that's why they cut every connection between us and other like ordinary prisoners. They don't want like they always watching us if we are talking with the other prisoners, the ordinary prisoner, the criminals. They don't really want that situation. Yeah.
Yeah, well, during the prison, you have some good time and also the bad time. Yeah. So now that you are in Thailand, did Thangyat continue to perform this year or last year? Can you tell me about it? And what's your difficulties being? I mean, have to perform Thangyat in Thailand because Thangyat needs a lot of instruments and a lot of traditional instruments. So what are your struggles?
Yeah. Actually, like after the coup, our members of Peacock Generation members, we do different things. Because some of our members are now in the jungle, now in the PDF, and they have their own troops, and some are still inside the country, like doing the ground movements, ground protests in Yangon. So they are hiding, and some like me. So some are the exile now and living in Chiang Mai. Yeah, so living in Chiang Mai and other cities of Thailand. So we are in the different places. So Peacock Generation Thangyat was like since last year. We did 2 performances. The Peacock Generation PDF version. Peacock Generation was like Amra system version and Peacock Generation on ground version. So last year I didn't get the chance to participate because at that time I was not in the like stable positions like to join the Thangyat. But this year I decided to join the performance. But because we just published on the online, so we pre-recorded things, so I could join. So we practiced, and we practiced 3 days, just 3 days, and then we recorded our performance just 1 day. But in Thailand, so it is hard to find the instrument for the Thangyat. It's like I don't know how to call it, like chao long bat in Myanmar, because it's the 6 drums. So it was really supported Thangyat to be very lively and to be good. So we couldn't find the chao long bat, those drums this year. So I think that would be the difficulty, one of the difficulties for us to perform the Thangyat. But as long as it is recorded here, the other country, not inside the Burma. So but we had to be careful. We had to plan like everything for all of us. So so we did well, and we posted on Facebook and other social media, and we joined 1 competitions, and we got second prize for the Thangyat competition. And then the other people who really likes our Thangyat like since many years, so they supported us and they donate as. It's like awarding, they like awarded as. So we donate the rice for the Sakai regions with all of our money, all our donations and award. Yeah.
Congratulations for the second prize. So let's continue our talk and let's talk about the coup. On 2021, February 1st, the coup happened. Where were you and how do you feel about it?
At that time, actually, I'm in the middle of federalism leadership program because before I go to the prison, I decided to start to continue my learning journey, like joining the master program and PhD and the research thing. So, but I go to the prison, and then when I released back, so I was planning to apply for the master programs and fellowships and research things. So at that time I got a admission. Actually, it was organized in 2 countries in Europe, which is about the federalism leadership and the local governance thing. So I got a scholarship, full scholarship to join the program. But because of the COVID, I couldn't travel. So I was stuck in the country, like joining that program with the other young people from all over the world. So in January 31st night, the orientation session was just finished for that program. So in the orientation sessions, I presented about my countries. I'm so positive because we just finished our election, and I am so confident about our local governance in coming future. So yeah, that's it. And then in the midnight, I got a phone call from my friend. Like everyone's got arrested and the coup is happening. So I was literally shaking, like for the whole 1 hour, literally shaking. And actually I was in the hotel room at the time. The organizer teams managed for me. They arranged for me to stay the hotel for the whole program, during the whole program. So I was in the hotel room alone, and I got the phone call, and I was so shaking. I was shaking, and I don't know how, what to do at that time. And then at the morning, so I had to join one session, the first session of the program. So that I couldn't open my camera at that time. I was so emotional, and I had to announce that my country is now under the military coup. That was so terrible at that time. So they sent me the private message to me, and they open their mic and say fighting. It's weird, and I feel, and then they carry on. So that's it. So I don't know how to discuss with them about the local governance because so actually the internet is still we still assets in Yangon at that time. So the organizer team they let me whatever I want. They let me choose my decisions. So I quit from the program, the whole program, on the second day, and from that time I had to move to the safe house with my friends. We stayed together at that time because we founded our new organization to participate in this revolution, and how to gather the student unions members, and how to lead this the movements. Yeah, so we had to stay in the safe house. The next days, the authorities, not police, I mean the ward authority, so they came to my house and they asked my mom, where is she now? What is she doing? So that's why my parents didn't want me to come back home.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that you have to quit your program. And when did you flee to Thailand, and why did you decide to come?
since the coup happened, we participated. Sometimes we lead the movements and protests, and like in Yangon, like a lot of marches, student marches or youth marches, like everything. So and then we stay in a safe house. But in April 2021, in April, the military SAC started torture, like, and the brutal crackdown, were started at the time. So we couldn't organize the movement, ground movement very freely. So we had to be very sensitive and very careful, and like risking our lives and other people's lives at the time, because they shoot the people in front of our eyes. So at that time, like our ability to organize the movement was very shrink. So and then my friends, 4 of my friends, we used to live together in the same safe house. So they got arrested when they go into the to the place where the movement is gonna happen. So at the place, so they got arrested, and we had to run from another places, and then we did the meeting. So what you gonna happen? What you gonna do? So at that time, I decided to leave because I had to find the money for my friends, because they decided to risk their lives for this politics, and they're really interested in politics, real politics, and they would like to be a politician in the futures. Like some of my friends even have a dream to found a political party in the future. So I decided to support them, and I have to like support them in any kind of situations, and then my dream is to be a like researcher, and I would like to contribute with my analysis for the society. So I have to continue my education. So I will leave, and I'll find money, and I'll find like everything what you need, and I will do everything what I can do outside of the country. So I left from the country, since April 2021.
Now that you're in Chiang Mai, so what are you doing these days?
I got a chance to apply for the master program of public policy in Chiang Mai University. So I did my master program for 1 year, and then but since that time I am also one of the member of like former student union organization, which is still active inside the country. So there's a lot of my my friends are there. So I and what I believe is that like now my friends who are working with me, so they are focused on the non-violent street movements, flash mob, and online campaign, the political discussion. So I also believe that we also need the non-violence protests and non-violence movement. We definitely need in Myanmar, and like I also support the arm resistant way, because that's also very important, and we need that things like to fight that cruel enemy. So it's like a pressure mechanism for them. Like, so I also support that, but at the same time, I strongly support, and I believe is like even in the urban cities, the people stay trying to revolt the Honda. Like it is not about the normalizations. It is just because of the different kinds of crisis, like the poverty and the power outage and the crimes, a lot of crimes. Like because of those crisis which is present to our people. The peoples cannot show their revolution, they show they are against to the military. So it's not normal inside the country. So my friends actually they are ready to revolt them, ready to do the street movement and the protests and march and flash mobs if they get the chance to do those things, because we need those kind of resistance. Still, we need the nonviolent resistance inside the country. I support for the nonviolence activists who are inside the country, like their safe house, their transportations, and their the needs for their movements and campaign things. And then sometimes they are mental health support when they need a psychiatrist, so I connect with them. And then when the young activists who are in our network or other networks, when they got the sentence and they are in the prison, we support them with for their jail steps, their foods and medicines and their clothes, and we support their family, like for the political detainees. And then at the same time, I believe that after the 2 years of the coup, they are learning lots because most of them are not graduated. So they sacrifice everything, their jobs, their futures, and their education because of this coup. So gradually they feel that they are not interested anymore about the education. So even if it is done, we will continue our education. So they used to say like that, but that's not really happening inside their mind. So I also we, not with our friends, we also do the we also create the learning platform for them, not the formal way, but we do the online library resource. So I call it the PDF books, and I put it on the Google Drive and let them download and read, and push them to read. And then we do the reading clubs and study club, and sometimes training about the politics and social science things and other things. So yeah, it's kind of empowering their capacity at the same time. And then we do the outreach things. Because we feel like we need to spread our message to the people, so our propaganda and our thoughts on the countries. So we do the newsletter on the social medias. Yeah, so those are the 3 things we are doing right now.
From the age of 16 to 25, these youth are leading this revolution, and they also need, on the other hand, they also need to study and to continue and to acknowledge what's really happening. And yeah, that's really good. I'm really inspired.
We have our own struggles, our daily life struggles, our ambitions, our family relationships. So it is not happening 24 hours for us, so we need to prepare.
I know that you have a lot of experience in jail, and also you have been fighting for justice and politics in Myanmar before the coup, and also after the coup you continue fighting. And I want to know, what was your thoughts on this revolution, the process of having the National Unity Government and also People's Defense Forces and everything. What are your thoughts on this?
So I've already mentioned that this after 2 years of the revolutions, people got Myanmar people got tired and exhausted amidst the general crisis, the economic crisis, poverty, disaster, and climate change, high temperature, everything. So we are not fighting with only enemy. We have a lot of enemy. Of course, I still believe that the people really hate the military. But what's next? Because we cannot swear the whole day, the military, so it will give us the answer. So we should lead down, we should lead the people, and we have to show the practical, not false hope, the practical tactics and strategies. So I have to criticize for the leaders of this revolution like NUG and NUCC. I think their communication with people is really weak, because there are a lot of social media and celebrities, and sometimes they posted like the country's politics and the strategies and the revolution decisions like their own, but the ordinary people cannot differentiate that what is truth or what is not true. So they are over the NUG over the parallel government. So parallel government, the NUG needs to reconsider, like reform their communication strategy with people, and then they should lead the people, like lead the people how they gonna do, and then the last thing is I would like to point out that they should reflect what they have done for last 2 years. I think in this revolution there is no reflection for what have done in the past, because this started the CDM movements, like everything happened during the 2 years, like the people lost their lives, their everything, but no one's reflect and no one's take the responsibility for what happened in last 2 years for last movements. So if they don't reflect and if they don't analyze the situations, the current situation and the past situations, so they cannot move forward. I think we cannot move forward for the better movement and the better tactics and strategy for the revolutions. So I think not only the NUG, I think like every revolutionary forces, I think we should reflect what we've done for last 2 years. So based on those analysis, so we have to move forward. Yeah, we can move forward for the better ideas.
Well, thank you for giving me the most honest answer. And let's say like this revolution, we know that this revolution is like gonna be like really long term. So let's say, what do you think of Myanmar's future?
That's the most difficult question because I have no answer. I don't see the future, like for my own, for myself and for my country or like other things. I don't see the future. All I'm doing and like everything I prepare for is to be resilient in these difficult situations for me and like the people around me. Yeah, so like everything I do is for the resiliency.
Yeah, great answer, by the way. Is there anything you want to add?
No, I think it's perfect and I really love talking with you. Yeah.
Well, I really love talking with you too, and also thank you for sharing to DVB Vox Pop.
Thank you. Yeah, my pleasure.